Alright guys, Forsaken just announced a brand new killer, including new fan-made Nosferatu milestone concepts, a replacement John Doe skin, and much more. Let's get into it! So alongside everything else coming in this update, there's also been some really interesting new lore revealed about an upcoming killer, and this one is actually pretty unique. It all starts with something called morph magic, which used to be a feature across a lot of Roblox games. It was never really meant to become as big as it did, but the community ended up loving it anyway. However, once morph magic was suddenly removed from multiple games, a bunch of rumors started spreading about why it disappeared. Some of these were pretty normal, but others were a lot more ominous. One of the most well-known stories actually came from players in Life in Paradise, where people claimed there was some kind of freak accident involving morph magic. According to these rumors, the accident caused a Robloxian to become completely mutated into something unrecognizable. This creature wasn't normal anymore, and people began reporting that they could see it lurking around the map, usually just out of sight, watching players from a distance. Some even claimed that it started taking other Robloxians, possibly trying to regain a normal form again. Over time, this entity became known as the Altar. Now, this isn't just random lore, because the Altar is actually being introduced as a brand new killer in a future chapter of Forsaken. It's also replacing the previously planned character Flowers, who has now been removed from the game following the cancellation of the Whistle Occurrence collaboration. This decision wasn't made in a negative way, though. Both sides are still on good terms, and it turns out that Forsaken never had full permission to use Flowers in the first place. Over time, the creator of Whistle Occurrence, Vibing Leaf, encouraged the team to move towards something more original instead. That's where the Altar comes in. This new killer is being developed in collaboration with the original director of the Whistle Occurrence collab, Kara Milias, who is also the creator of the Altar. With full approval and support, this character is essentially a new direction for the game. And for anyone who was excited about Flowers, don't worry, because a lot of the original ideas and concepts are still being reused and reworked into the Altar, just in a more unique and original way. Does the Altar actually sound like a better replacement? So with this new update, we finally got a bunch of new milestone skins for characters like Noli, Chance, and To Time, which is something fans have been waiting on for a really long time. But even with all of that, there's still one killer who hasn't received any milestone skins at all, and that is Nosferatu. Before this update, the joke going around was anything but Noli milestones, but now that those have finally been released, that joke has pretty much shifted to anything but Nosferatu milestones, which honestly is kind of fair. Nosferatu barely has any skins, and it feels like he hasn't really been getting much attention, especially after the backlash from him being the final reward in the Masquerade event. Because of that, a lot of players are split. Some people really want to see him finally get milestone skins, while others don't really care as much anymore due to how he was handled before. But despite that, there have been some really interesting concepts made by many fans that show what his milestones could actually look like. One of the best examples comes from Yoff, who created a full set of concept milestone skins for Nosferatu. These concepts show different stages of his design, starting with a more classic Dracula-inspired look for the first milestone. Then, as the milestones progress, his design becomes more detailed and modernized, with a top hat, before eventually transitioning into a Count Orlok-inspired form. By the time you reach the later milestones, the design fully leans into a Nosferatu-style appearance, even including different colored variations that resemble the Nosferatu 2024 movie, which Yoff actually confirmed was part of the inspiration. A lot of players are saying that these are some of the best concepts we've seen for Nosferatu so far, mainly because they pull from well-known vampire designs while still fitting into his overall theme. Of course, these are just fan-made concepts, so nothing here is officially confirmed by the Forsaken devs yet. But ideas like this could definitely inspire something similar in the future, even if it ends up being adapted to fit more with Roblox-style lore. So what do you think about these Nosferatu milestone concepts? Should the devs take inspiration from these, or go in a completely different direction? So there was this John Doe skin that has been teased for a while, but never got released. This was the Bloxer skin, with Alex showcasing the Bloxer skin's new look. Initially, we only saw its face teased, but it will be much larger, likely similar to the John Doe Aberrant skin with the height being way taller. However, Alex then made a joke that Bloxer got scrapped and a new replacement was called Circular, which had a funny looking face. People actually thought it was serious. After that, we finally saw another replacement now that Circular has been scrapped, which is Xeno R. Xeno R is basically a replacement for a replacement, but it is likely just the updated version of Bloxer's face. If we go back to the first tease design, it looks quite similar to this new one. This version has a much creepier look to it, with many people are joking about how this one will just get changed again next month, just like the last ones. However, a lot of people do love the new creepier design and will buy it instantly, as the scarier look to it will make it worth the wait for this skin. Even though the last design, Circular, was a complete joke, many people think this new one is not a joke at all. We will probably get another joke replacement eventually with the updated body of the skin. Are you ready for another replacement after Xener? There's also something big that a lot of players have been waiting for, and that's the Treadstone John Doe skin. This is actually a collaboration with Battlebricks, and it's been in development for a really long time, easily over a year at this point. Because of how long it's taken, a lot of people genuinely thought this skin might never release, but now it finally looks like it's ready. We recently got a brand new teaser showing off the render of the skin, and it was also paired with a quote from one of the developers, Blue Zombie. Now when it comes to actually unlocking the skin, there's a specific requirement tied to Battlebricks that you'll need to complete first. To unlock Treadstone John Doe, you need to earn the Chapter 3 system badge, which you get by completing Tomorrow Mode Chapter 3. So if you haven't already started working on that, you'll definitely want to prepare for it now. Originally, this skin was supposed to release with this update, but there was a small delay. Blue Zombie mentioned that he actually slept through the release timing, so instead of dropping with the update, the skin will now be coming in a hotfix shortly after. The good thing is that these hotfixes usually don't take long to come out. So realistically, we should be seeing this skin release very soon, most likely by the end of this month, or possibly even as part of the April Fool's update. Everything is already complete, and it's basically just waiting to be pushed out. So if you've been waiting for Treadstone John Doe, now's the time to get ready, because it looks like it's finally right around the corner.
That is why Fulton County...
Alexis Funny posted an image of an updated version of the original Forsaken piece called Damnation, with Cool Kid updated and some text that seems to reference John Doe's aberrant skin being added instead of his. In a brighter version of the image, you can see a figure in the background that kind of looks like Rush from Doors. So Forsaken have a lot more on the way with this update, with things we haven't seen. What are you looking forward to the most? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsakening it.